Hello, guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again as we get started to talk about some of the best practices of IAM. So, the first thing to remember is that the root user account is created when you create your AWS account. Your email address becomes the root account, and it's always recommended not to use your root account for everything within your AWS account, right? So, do not use it for the daily admin tasks. You should create an additional account, which is an IAM user for daily administration, and then grant them permissions based on what they need to do. IAM users, when you create them, do not have any permissions by default. So they can just log in, but by default, they would not be able to access any resources. So you will then have to grant those IAM users access to the resources based on the principle of least privilege. And what does that mean? It means that you will give them access to just as much they want to do their job. We spoke about granting permissions via groups and then assigning policies to the groups. And then there is roles. It's not always the users who log into the applications, but also applications need access to other applications. As an example, if we want to allow, let's say, an EC2 instance to access S3 bucket, then we create an IAM role here, right? And then you will attach this role to the policy. This role can then be used by different services to access other services. And then we spoke about multi-factor authentication, which is creating an additional layer of security, additional layer of protection for your AWS services. So apart from using the user ID and password, you will have to provide that random 6-digit code which could be generated by a key fob, or it could be an RSA token or an authenticator app. And then you have API access keys. These access keys are used at the command line level, are used programmatically to log into your EC2 instance or maybe access any other resource in AWS. So that's all for this section, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.